Welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have solved the problem with complex conjugate poles. In this lecture, we will consider a system having complex conjugate zeros. So, let us start solving. Consider a system having open loop transfer function k into s square plus 4s plus 13, and there are two poles as well at s and s plus 4. S equal to minus 4 it will be. So, number of open loop poles zeros and their locations. This is the step number 1. So here we have P equal to 2 and Z is also equal to 2 because this is a quadratic pole pair and it will have two zeros. So poles at S equal to 0 and minus 4 and zeros at S equal to minus 2 plus J3 and minus 2 minus J3. So let us draw its pole zero plot, and that itself will give you the idea about almost the final shape. So pole is at 0 and minus 4, and the 0 is at 2 plus J3 and 2 minus J3. So in this case, what we can see, the root locus exists here. In this region the root locus exists, and if we go beyond this, there will be 4 poles plus zeros, that is even, so root locus does not exist. And this means the two, as the k and k changes, these two poles will approach towards this, and at some place they will depart from the real axis and approach towards the zeros with angle of arrival. One more interesting thing here is that P minus Z is 0, so there is no asymptote, also there is no question of centroid. So the next step will directly be the breakaway points, or look, existence of root locus is not written yet. Existence of root locus on real axis. So the root locus exists on real axis from s equal to 0 to minus 4. This is 0, this is minus 4, and this is minus 2. This is at minus 2 minus J3, minus 2 plus J3. Then next step will be breakaway point. For breakaway points, the characteristic equation is, the closed loop characteristic equation is 1 plus k into s square plus 4s plus 13 divided by s into s plus 4 equal to 0, and that gives me, so k is equal to minus s square plus 4s, this expansion, upon s square plus 4s plus 13. And so dk by ds will be obtained using u by v rule. It will be s square plus 4s plus 13 into derivative of this will be 2s plus 4 minus s square plus 4s into derivative of this will be 2s plus 4 and whole divided by s square plus 4s plus 13 whole square, and that is equal to 0. So let us do it. So this will be 2s cube, or I will write it here itself. This will do 2s cube plus 4s square plus 8s square, so plus 12s square plus 16s plus 26s, so it is plus 42s plus 52 minus 2s cube plus 4s square plus 8s square, that is plus 12s square plus 16s equal to 0. And this calculation gives me 2s square cancel, 12s square cancel. This will be 26s plus 52 equal to 0. So 26s plus 52 equal to 0. So s is equal to minus 2. There is only one breakaway point, and that is valid. Next is intersection of imaginary axis. Now here p minus z is 0. So root locus will never intersect the imaginary axis, hence no need to find out the intersection with imaginary axis. Next step will be directly angle of arrival. So for 0 at s is equal to minus 2 plus j3, and what we have to do is, let us sketch it. This 0, there is another 0 here, here is a pole and here is another pole, and this is j3 minus j3. So this will be the one angle, this will be another angle, and then there will be the third angle. So this will be 90 degree, this we have to find out, and this we have to find out. So let this be phi p1, let this be phi p2, and let this be phi z1. So phi p1 is equal to 180 minus this angle, so this is 180 minus tan inverse of 3 by 2, and that is equal to 123.69. Then phi p2 is this angle, so again it is tan inverse of 3 by 2, and that is equal to 56.31 degree. And phi z1 is the straight angle, that is 90 degree. So summation phi p is equal to 123.69 plus 56.31, it is 180 degree, and summation phi z is 90 degree. So phi is equal to 180 minus 90, that is 90 degree. So phi a is equal to 180 plus phi, and that is 270 degree, which is also minus 90 degree. So this angle will be minus 90, means when the pole is moving from this to this, it will be plus 90. Similarly, for 0 at s is equal to minus 2 minus 3j, phi a will be equal to plus 90 degree. And this information gathered is enough to sketch the root locus. So let us sketch it on a graph paper. So first let us mark the poles. So one is at here at say 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Second one is at -4, 0, -4, and -2 will be somewhere here. 1, 2. This is -2. 1, 2, 3. 0 is here. So this is 3j. This is -2. Again 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It is here. And as we have seen, the root locus exists on the real axis from s equal to 0 to -4. So this clearly indicates one pole. As k and k changes, this pole starts moving, one pole in this direction, other in this direction, and at s equal to -2 they will depart, and the angle is 90 degree, so they will be departing directly like this with angle 90 degree. So this angle is -90 degree. They are moving like this. This one is -90. Finish. So far we have solved 6 examples on root locus with diversified transfer functions, and we have well covered the concept of stability in S-plane right from their pole locations, root stability test, and now root locus. From the next lecture we will enter into frequency domain. It is enough in this lecture. Thank you.